Let's give tribute to Mother Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, music, art and wisdom. Towards our esteemed guests, Mr. Hargovind sir and Mr. Jayanth sir. Mr. Hargovind Sachdev is a banker with 39 years of experience in the State Bank of India, State Bank of Travancore, State Bank of Patiala, UCO Bank and United Bank of India. He headed the Central European Credit Desk of SBI at Germany from 2006 to 11. He is an independent director at HPL Electric and Power Limited, IIFL Limited, and director in Climate Risk and Financial Council, USA. Move ahead and begin with the session.
First is given on disseminating knowledge on new concepts which are being applied in the industry. Going by this agenda, Gibbs is conducting a panel discussion on fintech growth and its challenges. What is fintech industry? How is India's fintech industry is growing and how it becomes second highest funded industry in India? What are the major startups looking in this industry? What are the challenges and how they are solved? The industry has already shaped our present and are constantly shaping our future. Over the past 2 to 3 years, our vegetable vendor was in 25. Currently, there are more than 2,100 startups that form the fintech industry. For example, Paytm, Mobivic, Policy Bazaar, Razorpay, Upstocks, etc. And 67% of those have been formed in the last 5 years. That means even pandemic not able to stop the growth of this industry. Because of peer-to-peer lending or online loans, growth there is less confidence from the consumer side. Because if banks are not paying the loans, there is something wrong with the credit side or can charge high rate of interest. The abundance of data leads to data insecurity. As more the fintech industry grows, the more it will lead to data insecurity because the startups are using the consumer data more frequently and promptly. Through this panel discussion, we will be able to gain insights on the some said topic. The main objective of the panel discussion is to understand the impact of fintech in India and how the various challenges for the fintech industry and to maintain the balance between new technologies and compliance with the traditional system. So I would like to request Dr. Hargovind sir to share his views on the topic.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Joyce sir. Thank you, Ram. Before I begin, I would always say that तालीम नहीं दी जाती परिंदों को उड़ानों की. तालीम नहीं दी जाती परिंदों को उड़ानों की, वो तो खुद ही समझ लेते हैं ऊंचाई आसमानों की. You are the future. All of you, I will just prove with my next statement that all of you are carrying fintech in your pockets for ages now. So once you come to familiarize with the hard facts of how deeply fintech has entered into our lives, we will start appreciating the session and its ethos. How many of you have Metro card right now in your pocket? I think half of the people, and half I'll ask how many of you have credit card in your pocket? Most of you. See, these are the innovations which has seeped into our lives without making much noise. Fintech technology came in 1946. I think before anyone of us within this hall was ever born. 1946, Mr. John Higgins gave the first credit card to the world. And what did credit card do, or what does your Metro card do? It removes the use of currency with an instrument which is derived through technology. That is what it does, isn't it? Otherwise we have to carry bags of notes in this rain. Sometimes notes may get soiled, but this card, it remains. So Fintech has entered our lives as well as 1946. But then, with the evolution of banking industry and the financial industry, the Fintech instruments, they became more and more popular. Earlier, before nationalization in 1969, there were one branch of a bank for 1 lakh Indian citizens. Today the number has come down to 8,000. Because the data has increased so much that it has to be captured, electronically, because physical ledgers cannot contain that data. And aspirational Indians and the future of India, they all are so savvy technologically that finance has to marry technology in a big way. Otherwise, it cannot be delivered or dispensed with. So that meeting point is what people started realizing about 2 decades ago, that it is a dawn of Fintech. But Fintech is as old as our countries, in fact 1 year before we got independence, Fintech came to the world. So this is one. Fintech is actually having 4 ABCDs, the ABCDs, which in fact if you go and analyze these 4 pillars, you will understand why Fintech is there. A stands for artificial intelligence. Now you will see that once you Google and look for a hotel room or an airline ticket, a lot of advertisement of similar thing start coming on the both sides of your screen. Now that is what the artificial intelligence does. Now that is also the gift of Fintech.
Mobile revolution which we saw, and it transformed the way we have started behaving. I don't know how many of you remember during MTNL days, if a house used to have an MTNL phone, they used to be something like, Samir Road. And the entire mobile revolution transformed the way where we are today. Thanks to the demonetization which happened in 2016, the second revolution started, which is the digital revolution. The digital revolution is even we can't even think what is the effect of, if that demonetization would have not happened, example, not happened. It's not that world would have fallen down. Things would have continued the way it was, but the way every industry has transformed themselves. I mean, every industry has transformed themselves, and today what they stand would have not been possible. I just give you one single example of one industry. You would have known that every time you go through a highway, you pay a toll tax. 100 rupees, 200 rupees, whatever the amount. Do you know in the last 2 years, every year, only because of digitization and that smart chip you put, government is saving 36,000 crores of rupees. That means every day 100 crores of leakage is being detected. Leakage. Multiplied by the number of years. So a single year, government makes 36,000 rupees extra by virtue of digitizing the toll tax. Now the second revolution which is coming in the toll tax is, I know how many of you been to Dubai, or in Dubai and all there is no cards and all. It's get deducted, there is a bar, once you cross below the bar, your payment is deducted, your bank, you get an alert. That's the next revolution which is going to come. By 2023, Mr. Gadkari has already told that every car will be digitally tracked and respective toll tax will be debited from your bank account. You don't have to buy a Paytm card or etc., etc. Now coming back to the fintech, I think we are in the cusp of a big into four revolution in India. The revolution which we have saw in the last 3 years is a trailer. Picture abhi baki hai. And the kind of fintech opportunity, I think you would have not got a better topic, fintech growth versus challenges and opportunity. I think the biggest opportunity is the current challenges. Whatever challenges which you foresee is a problem for you, is itself is an opportunity to get it resolved and move forward. And today, thankfully, because of our generation, because of our adaptability, how many smartphones and all is all basic number you can Google. Today, as Madam rightly said, you transfer 5 rupees for a rickshaw wala through a Paytm. Okay? I mean, you don't know what is possible over a period of time. I think over a period of time, whatever questions arise, we will be able to answer that. And of course, if there is any specific Q&A, we'll take it forward.
Jayanth साहब ने इनफैक्ट नॉलेज में कोई जूनियर नहीं होता, ये सब भी हमारे सीनियर है क्योंकि कल इन्होंने ही फिनटेक टेक्नोलॉजी को आगे ले जाना है। तो मैं ये निवेदन कर रहा हूँ कि आपने कहा कि पिक्चर अभी बाकी है, तो मैं तो यही कहूँगा कि जिंदगी की असली उड़ान अभी बाकी है, जिंदगी के असली इम्तहान अभी बाकी हैं, अभी तो मुट्ठी भर जमीन नापी है हमने, अभी तो खुला आसमान बाकी है। Fintech has opened something very different, which we could not imagine hardly 10 years ago. How many of you have heard of cryptocurrency? Gentlemen at the end with beard, can you tell me what exactly is cryptocurrency? Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. It is also a gift of this revolution which sir just described as tremendous potential. Now can you tell me whether the number of dollars in US is more or number of dollars outside US is more? See, Indian currency, you will, when you demand internationally, the fintech has the capacity to enhance your GDP, national GDP so much that today my country's GDP is 3.74 trillion and next is China, which is almost 18 trillion. So friends, these products, they are not only making our lives simpler. He buys more products online, then he stores, then the production of factory goes up because they get orders so fast, and then transportation is involved in moving goods every day, every now and then. So everywhere, the productivity is coming. So these fintech technologies are ultimately going to make our lives very comfortable and productivity high. Coming back to cryptocurrency, see, today because of fintech technology, cryptocurrency is the third largest currency in the world. Our friend said it cannot be tracked. It cannot be seen also. Whatever images you see of crypto are all imaginary things. It is not a coin. It is not a rupee shape or anything. It is just this technology, fintech technology, because people wanted to deal in a currency which was not monitored by any government, any regulator, or any reserve bank. They wanted that if you agree that the value of this pen is rupees 500 and I also agree, then we will trade this pen at 500. Government may say that it is not, it is worthless, it is worth 2000 or it is worth 2 rupees only, but a mutually agreed price is driving that market. So there are a lot of players who want independence from the regulatory authorities in bilateral dealings. So this is opening a new world which probably you guys will be able to live in. I went to MIT 6 months ago. My son is doing doctorate in Cornell University, so he took me there. I went to one of these sections, it was a crowded room, and I saw boys jumping about 15 feet. Then I said, how they are able to jump with normal shoes? Then they showed me that this shoe has a sole made up of that material of which the ball is made. That rubber ball you push here and then it goes up. More you push it, more it goes. So he says the soles in MIT students are made of that particular rubber. So now wearing those shoes, when they jump, they can go up to 10 feet, even more pressure they put under the feet, they can. So now they are working on technology wherein on roads, when there is a crowd and there is a traffic on the junction, anybody wanting to jump like this and then walk and then jump onto the other side will wear such shoes, carry a pneumatic bag in the back side, and while filling that, he will be able to have a forward push. He will move about 20 feet in the air, and then all this looks like a fable story today, that it is just joke. But MIT is already trying, and when you become of our age or his age, probably you will be doing all this. Who had imagined mobile phone, available in world, or who had imagined internet, which can make you grow any moment? So these fintech things are there for you to deny. There are a lot of negatives also, which we will discuss later on. There are a lot of threats and challenges. But for the time being, please embrace fintech for your betterment and enhancement of your knowledge to become very good citizens.
The fintech will be able to replace the banks in the near future?
Because India traditionally, the banking has been it's a mutually trust relationship, and historically what has happened in majority of the Indian money has either stayed with the bank as an FD, or they bought gold, or they bought real estate. It's only in the last 4 or 5 years this financialization of saving, stock market boom, mutual funds, insurance, everybody has started. So at least in Indian context, that's not going to change. Number two, fintech will always complement a bank. It will not replace a bank. What do you mean by complement a bank? It will go hand in hand with the bank. Because as Sir said, today fintech is an enabler. Have an Aadhaar card with a reasonable, PAN card with a reasonable CIBIL score. Doesn't mean you get a 50 crore loan or a 100 crore loan. Today, in fact, what has happened in the last couple of years, including our own company, we have tied up with a couple of fintech enablers where they can get more business out of, what is the traditional way we are doing. In fact, most of the PSU banks today, Sir will agree, most of the PSU banks have tied up with a lot of fintech enablers today where they can have a giant leap in their business, and probably in terms of the risk management also. Traditionally, you have seen historically, PSU banks had a large NPAs, 5%, 10%. Couple of banks before the merger had a 24% NPA. Out of every 100 rupees they are lending, 24 rupees is an NPA. That means 24 rupees is not even coming back. So this fintechs reduces a lot of their risk management or enable to recover the money fast. And last but not the least, today a lot of this fintech app gives the loan. How are they going to recover the loan?
What's the rate?
Sorry? If let's assume if you are using an app and you got a 5 lakh rupees loan which is available in your bank account. Suppose tomorrow you don't pay, what is going to happen? Who is going to recover that? So fintech, obviously they don't have a large collection base like a bank or a recovery agents, etc. So there has to be a recovery mechanism also which you can't that which traditionally a bank has got. I think Sir will give you the answer.
So fintech is based on NBFC platform, and NBFCs have restrictions. NBFCs cannot accept deposit. With the special permission of RBI, they can accept deposits. So banks can accept deposits. So they have, as Sir said, lot of bandwidth to let. There is no recovery mechanism. I am also executive director of a fintech company. I'll tell you my business model there. You feed in your PIN code. Suppose my fintech company can lend in Delhi alone. So you reach my site and apply, push the apply button, and then you enter my site and then you put your PIN code. Suppose it is not a Delhi PIN code, the fintech will say that we are unable to service you. That is one. Second thing is they will ask for your mobile phone. Then the various mobile phone providers, their sites are accessed automatically by this fintech gadget, and the mobile phone is found out to be in your name. Then the screen further progresses. Then it asks for an email ID. If email ID is genuine, then it takes you further. Then it asks your Aadhaar card number. It verifies. Then it takes your photograph online and matches the photograph with the Aadhaar card number. From there they go to your PAN card, and from PAN card repository they verify your PAN card. If all these things are done, then they take you to your civil site. There are 4 civil site providers now. Either of them you can access, and if your credit report is more than 650, then you open the real portal and then you ask for a loan of 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 5 lakh. Beyond that, a fintech cannot do that. So many checks it has done. It is very good at deriving the identity and eligibility of a borrower, but as he said, where is the gadget available to recover money? We have tried, as an executive director of this fintech company, I have tried to take NACH. Most of you must be knowing what is NACH. When you borrow, then you give a sort of an understanding or undertaking to the lender that your account may be debited every month electronically. So that is the only instrument available. But yesterday, what has happened? Mahindra and Mahindra, it is also an NBFC, they were specially directed by RBI not to use external recovery agents. Why? Because one tractor in Jharkhand, which was lent by Mahindra NBFC, was not a regular account and they were not paying. So this fellow has gone, and one pregnant woman, that farmer's wife, came before that tractor and died because that fellow was taking that tractor. So such is the recovery position of fintechs, and they have to indulge in physical violence. But banks, with deep pockets, deep technology, deep knowledge, wide experience, deep pockets, they have things which will last longer. As such, to answer to Madam's question, whether banks will survive and fintechs will kill them.
ट्रेड करना था रिस्क तो अभी सड़क क्रॉस करते हुए भी है
इसको मिटिगेट करो, रिटर्न कुछ नहीं है
अभी सड़क क्रॉस करते हुए तो रिक्शा वाला तो ले नहीं रहे jokes apart. So the question is today either it's stock market, investments, there are a lot of there are 2 stock markets in India, NSE and BSE. Okay, that everybody knows. So do you know what is the daily volume of NSE? And anybody can guess? What is the daily volume of National Stock Exchange? Any guess? Two people can say. No guess? Huh?
50 million.
What, 50 million rupees? 50 million is 5 crores. You mean 5 crores volume a day? Any second guess? We will not waste time. Okay, no guesses. Last month, NSE recorded a single day highest volume. I will just repeat, single day highest volume of 300 lakh crore. How much? 300 lakh crore. That was the single day volume of National Stock Exchange. Out of this volume, there is a two components. One is the cash market component where you buy a share, shares get credited to your demat account. Second is F&O, which is future and options, which is the leverage one. Today, 98% of the volume in the exchange happens in future and option. Out of that 98%, 80% of the volume are done automatically traded. It is done by algorithm. That means every day morning, hundreds of formulas are fitting into the system and system is trading. Sorry about the noise. But this is the speed of algorithm trades which happen on a daily basis. And worldwide, algorithm based trades, US is much bigger than us. Our market cap of entire stock market is hardly 3 lakh crore. Sorry, 300 lakh crore. US is 26 lakh crore. Yes, 26 lakh crore. And there 50, where it catches some data, it gives you a pattern that Reliance goes up, ICICI will go down, or if when Reliance goes up, stock market goes up, there are millions of formulas are fed. So, answering the question was?
She is coming through. How the trade automation?
So, trading automation gives you three things. One is, there is a data analysis which happens and it gives you a pattern where the stock market is heading or where the stock will head. Okay? Number two, a lot of time, as Sir said, when you search a holiday plan, you start getting another holiday plan from a different site, right? Suppose if I make an investment in Infosys, I hope you know everybody Infosys, and I make money in Infosys. So system identifies that I have a pattern of making money out of IT stocks. The next time it will start only giving me IT stocks recommendation. It will not give me any other sector. It will not tell me to buy a Maruti, it will not tell me to buy Hero Honda because my pattern of making money is Infosys or IT stocks. Okay? So today even in mutual funds, is anybody invested in mutual funds? 1, 2. I hope everybody knows mutual funds. So what happens in a mutual fund? There are equity schemes, debt schemes, hybrid schemes are there. You use X, Y, Z. So once you start investing and start making money, the next set of recommendation will be in line with that. So today everything is either algorithm based, but it doesn't give you guarantee of making money. Only because it's algorithm based, it doesn't give you a surety that buying that investment will give you money. But yes, because of all this digital transformation and everything happened, there is a pattern which things starts following, or investors starts following and start practicing that.
I totally agree with you. Again, coming back to the benefit of trading through this fintech technology is writ large. It is not only the stock market which is booming world over because of the inputs and various tools brought by fintech. It is your own education system. We saw during the corona days, none of you missed any classes. You were at comfort at home, and that was fintech into studies. So fintech is entering each and every part of life. It is not only trading, it is the art of living itself. So when you graduate from here, please take the message that fintech is one of the areas which is going to give you a sustainable employment in the long term and a wonderful way of life.
Thank you, sir. My next question is, will the sustainable wealth be driven by the fintech data in the near future and beyond?
Oh, it's a pretty good question. Permit me to share a very small story from my mythology. Dear boys and girls, Lord Shiva resides in Kailash Hills, as per our mythology, as per our religion. And it is said in Shiv Puran that Lord holds such meetings for the benefit of, various people around that Kailash. A very surprised guest has come to express the grievances and take redressal from Lord Shiva. A frog has come, jumping, and then he landed here and asked Lord Shiva that I want your help. Now Lord Shiva is a benefactor, he is the creator, he is the destroyer. Was amused. He said, even you have problems to mitigate. Okay, tell me. And he said, I am the leader of the 3,500 frogs in that Kailash Mansarovar. But they have all become very naughty. They make tar, tar, tar at the wrong time when people are sleeping. They jump on the people passing by and create nuisance and do not listen to me. Please bring some semblance of discipline in them. Lord smiled, but since he always solves everybody's problems, so he told Nandi, what is Nandi? Bull always says, Nandi, you go and you do one thing. You take 2 rounds of the pond every 3 hours and make noise. All these frogs will get terrified. They will start behaving. So Nandi went, and with its audacious presence and big feet and everything, lot of discipline came. But unfortunately, while it used to pass with big feet, 2 or 3 frogs used to die every time it used to go around. So this fellow came back, the leader of the frogs, and told Lord Shiva, Sir, maza nahi aaya, because at least 30-35 of my frogs have died. Give me some other solution. Digital solution or some such solution, a fintech solution, some such thing you give me so that the progeny, the numbers do not go down. So Lord immediately asked Trishul. Trishul is very intelligent, Trishul can prolongate. So Trishul was given and the frog took the Trishul and he used to wave around and a lot of discipline used to come. After some time in the night when Trishul used to be put in a corner, the frogs used to go on to Damaru and then start playing and then there was no discipline left. So he came back with a Trishul also and said, Sir, this is also not effective. What is it, sir? You please give me some good solution. Some solution which should last long. Then Lord Shiva immediately called Vasuki. What is Vasuki? Anybody? I heard some, Wow, that is Vasuki, no? सांप ये बहुत बड़ा इंटेलिजेंट है. जब समुद्र मंथन हुआ था, आप लोगों ने समुद्र मंथन सुना होगा, तो रस्सी नहीं थी इतनी मजबूत कि समुद्र मंथन करके उसमें से हलाहल सोना चांदी लक्ष्मी निकाली जा सके समुद्र में से. तो ये सांप ही भगवान शिव के से उससे निकल करके एक रस्सी बना था और इतना इंटेलिजेंट था कि जिस तरफ इसका मुंह था उसने उसको किसी को काटा नहीं. तो वो जो है ना वो तैयार हो गया, बोला जी मैं जाता हूँ इनको डिसिप्लिन करने के लिए जो शैतान मेढक है. तो भगवान शिव ने कहा भाई तुम तो तैरना नहीं जानते हो, नंदी को और त्रिशूल को तो तैरना नहीं आता, तुम नीचे तक जाना, बिल्कुल देख के आओगी क्या प्रॉब्लम है. तो साहब ये गए और इनके जाने के बाद पिन ड्रॉप साइलेंस, बहुत डिसिप्लिन आ गया. लेकिन अल्टीमेटली इसने जो राजा था उनका मेंढकों को, उसने देखा यार नंबर तो उससे भी ज्यादा कम हो रहे हैं जो नंदी के समय हो रहे थे. तो बाद में पता लगा कि ये ब्रेकफास्ट में 2-3, लंच में 3-4 और डिनर में 3-4 खा जाते हैं. भाई काम करता था समुद्र के अंदर तो भूख तो लगती थी. तो ये फिर वापस आया तो भगवान शिव ने ऐसा लिखा है शिव पुराण में, हंसते हुए कहा कि भाई अगर आपकी प्रॉब्लम है कोई तो उसको भगवान भी सेटल नहीं कर सकते. मैंने 3 बार प्रयास किया, आपको अपनी प्रॉब्लम खुद सॉल्व करनी होगी. जब ह्यूमन डाटा इतना बढ़ गया, एम्बिशन जितनी बढ़ गई, 8 बिलियन पीपल इस वर्ल्ड में आ गए, तो रास्ता तो सिर्फ यही था ना कि हम लोग ऐसी टेक्नोलॉजी को अडॉप्ट करते जो हमें हर तरह की प्रॉब्लम्स मिटिगेट करती. आज आपको क्विक रिजल्ट चाहिए. अभी आप देखना चाहते हो कि बीबीए करने के बाद मेरी बिजनेस अपॉर्चुनिटी इंडिया में क्या है, या मैं उसके आगे अमेरिका में किस कॉलेज में एडमिशन ले सकता हूँ या ले सकती हूँ. वो सबके जवाब देने के लिए आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस ही चाहिए. आपको 6 लाख से ज्यादा जवाब आ जाते हैं, एक क्लिक करते हो आप. तो ये सारी चीजें जो हैं आई हैं. तो इसलिए जो मैडम ने सवाल पूछा कि ये सस्टेनेबल रहेगा मॉडल, ये रहेगा क्योंकि इट इज अ रिक्वायरमेंट, इट इज अ बेसिक मिनिमम नीड ऑफ ह्यूमन बीइंग्स व्हेन दे आर इवॉल्विंग इनटू अ न्यू फोर्स, a new civilization. So these things will be sustainable and these models, they will keep coming. There will be some short-term models, long-term models. There will be models which will be very costly. There will be models which will be available free. Now it is said that even for email, some 1 rupee charge is being contemplated by some service provider. So these may be models which will be monetary or will be free.
Sir, you want to answer?
I think I agree with all the points. Only thing is, there is nothing called foolproof model. दुनिया में किसी भी प्रॉब्लम का ये कोई नहीं है कि this is the only solution. By virtue of you passing through the problem, everybody comes out with different solutions. So even from a wealth management perspective, let's assume if a fintech opportunity comes and it try to say that you can create enormous kind of wealth by using this fintech model, do you think because everybody will manage, everybody will start jumping into that model and start making money, then who will be poor? Let's assume, just for an argument, if I say that cryptocurrency, keep buying cryptocurrency, you will become a billionaire. Because to keep buying cryptocurrency, you need money also, na? From a 60,000, 65,000, 70,000, if it has come to $20,000, sorry, not even rupees. So absolutely there is nothing called foolproof model. As he rightly said, you have to keep evolving yourself, you have to keep fine-tuning your model, whether it's a fintech, whether it's an algorithm, so you have to keep changing yourself. That's the only way where you can have a sustainability of, and that's applicable for everything, even a real life situation. There is no, only because you are going through suppose you stay here and your college is 3 kilometers and you are going daily. रोज वहाँ पे जाम नहीं मिलता, किसी दिन जाम मिल गया तो it doesn't give you any foolproof that every day this road is going to be clean for you when you are traveling. If today because of, let's assume there is a traffic jam, you are stuck for half an hour, what will you say? You have to change your route today and you have to change. That's the same way in the fintech also.
Just a small question, like Sir said that fintech cannot replace banks. But as we have seen that earlier there used to be post offices instead of banks. Banks have already replaced post offices, like in major of the cases. So why not fintech replacing bank?
Not at all, not at all. See, I told you the business model set up by RBI. What do you understand by demand deposit and time deposit? Anybody who is doing MBA must know this, because tomorrow you are going to be banker chairman and all that. What is a demand deposit and what is a time deposit? Okay, let me tell you. See, you go to a bank, write a withdrawal slip, withdraw your money. That is called as demand deposit. Can you go to Fintech and NBFC to draw your money? Suppose you put 10,000 as fixed deposit in Fintech and tomorrow you want 500 rupees. Can you get it? You can't get it. But you can get out of your 10,000 in a bank 500 rupees at your convenience. So banks are repositories of demand and time deposits. NBFCs are not permitted to take deposits or fintechs, but they can take the deposit with the permission for long terms. So the business model is such that they have to coexist with banks. They cannot substitute bank. Why fintech are growing? Because banks need a technology which can deliver financial products with ease. Earlier you had to go physically, take a token, see token, cashier will count, then you go and pay back to your grocery. Now you go to the grocery shop, the bank has given you a fintech instrument of a debit card or a credit card, you swipe it and all those things are happening in the background. So where is the threat to bank? Fintech has only linked banking with the grocer. So both will thrive. In fact, the banking is going to grow better. Now, because of that, he was immobilized and he, told his sister on satellite phone that Didi, I am coming back. It is beyond me. My body has given way. I cannot scale the Mount Everest. So sister was very sad. Not because her $6,500 were lost, but because her brother was so close and so far. So friends, what he did, he was taking some injection, some recovery medicines, but somehow all that did not improve his health, and finally he decided to pack. And when he was packing the goods in the night, he peeped out of this window and suddenly saw beautiful Mount Everest shining below moon. And after seeing that, his eyes, started watering. He started weeping. He ran towards his bedroom, put his head in the bed and started weeping very loudly. And suddenly he collected his internal energies. It's very important point for all of you to learn when you are facing, difficulties, which, some such challenges might bring you in your life when you go further in your career. So when he was totally desperate and he was nearly breaking down, he called his internal energies, and after a few minutes of thinking, he ran towards the gate in that wintry night and shouted, "Hey Mount Everest, your height is only 29 feet. I am a human being. My height is only 6.5 feet. But because I am a human being, I can increase my height to thousands of feet if I want." So friends, all these problems, the creating